Everybody, it is Chris. It is Thursday, March the 14th. Happy Pie Day. I'm going to celebrate by eating several pies. Just checking to make sure my microphone's on. So today, I want to talk about something that a guy named Edward Luce, who's a Financial Times columnist, wrote about. Now, the Financial Times is behind a paywall, so you can't link to the whole column, but I will summarize it for you. Luce's basic point is that Donald Trump says so many crazy things and promises so many crazy things and did so many crazy things while he was in office that you can't sort of adequately reflect that in media coverage. He calls it, and I want to quote here, he calls it the banality of chaos, which is that we kind of get used to crazy stuff coming from Donald Trump, and that if any other politician said anything close to what Donald Trump said, it would be a huge deal, but because Donald Trump said it, it's not. One quick example. So Katie Britt, the Alabama senator, got a ton of bad press last week for her State of the Union response. Now, it was not a good State of the Union response. I've done a video on it. It was bad. But she got really got banged around by fact checkers because she had told the story of meeting a 12-year-old girl who had been sex trafficked. And she made it sound, she didn't say directly, but she made it sound like this had happened during the Biden administration when it in fact had happened during the George W. Bush administration. Now, that was a big deal. But Donald Trump says stuff like that all the time, and yet it winds up not being as big a deal. So, first of all, I think Ed Luce writing in the Financial Times is exactly right. This is the comparison I've made. I'm not as erudite as Edward Luce, but this is the comparison I've made. So, if you've ever watched The Simpsons, there's a character called Monty Burns, Mr. Burns. He's sort of a corporate tycoon type bad guy, evil in many ways, and he's decrepit. He's old. One day he goes to the doctor and for a physical, a health checkup. And the doctor says, there's nothing wrong with you. And he says, oh, that's amazing. I'm in great health. And the doctor says, no, that's not exactly it. The issue is that you have every disease known to man and a few we didn't know about. And they're all blocking each other from manifesting in your body. He called it the Three Stooges effect. Like they're all trying to get through one door and they can't get through. And therefore, you wind up looking healthy. That's kind of how I think about Trump. By the way, I'll put a link to that YouTube clip, which is amazing. If you've not seen it, that Simpsons clip, I'll put a link to it in my comment section. But I feel like that is the case with Trump. There's so much out there that it is really hard to remember, to cover adequately, to wrap your hands around. Arms around. Hands around's not a thing. Look, I've had this happen to me, so I'll be researching something I'm going to write for my Substack, which, quick plug, chrissalisa.substack.com. If you look at, sorry, I got distracted. If I'm doing something, I'm doing something for a column I'm writing. I'm doing some research, and I'll search Donald Trump and fill in the blank thing. What I sometimes find is that I find an article that I wrote on CNN, has my byline on CNN, and I don't remember it. It's about something Donald Trump said or did. That's right. I don't remember it. I wrote it, and yet I don't remember it. Remarkable, right? And that's the thing. There is a tendency, there is a getting used to it effect that Trump has sort of acclimated us to, the fact that he is saying and doing things every single day that are crazy, that any other politician might be even disqualifying. And yet, because he does so many of them, it winds up not hurting him as much. How do you solve that problem? Golly, I really don't know. I mean, I try to go through his speeches and, day by day and, what he says and document what he says. Sometimes I miss stuff. Sometimes I get stuff. It's really challenging because he says so many things on any given day that really are wild. That really would be in the mouth of any other politician a huge problem. And yet with Trump, it's just Trump being Trump. So I don't know how to solve the problem, but it absolutely is a problem. Whether it's the banality of chaos, to use Ed Luce's terms, or my Simpsons analogy, it's a problem. If you have suggestions on how we in the media should solve it or how people generally should solve it, put it in the comment section. I'm super interested. All right, that's it for today. I am going to do a live stream tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. Yes, thumbs up for that. It will probably be at 1 p.m. Eastern. In the meantime, like this video, subscribe to my channel, spread the word. Thank you. Take care. Have a great day.